See, if it's gonna happen, that's how it's gonna happen. I'm gonna just.
You don't.
I'm gonna fumble the bag.
First of all, you've got a touchdown lead. I wouldn't sweat it yet. Anyway, hey, how are you, America? It is a sip 'em slow. So we're going to sip them slow today.
We've been sipping
Sunday.
slow
We
today.
kind of have, yeah. We had a few cold ones. We put up Christmas lights today. By the way, you guys got to see this fucking tree. Holy Moses. One of the coolest things I've ever seen. If Clark Griswold saw it, he'd get a little salty discharge right here, little tear.
Sometimes it's the simple things, and we'll leave it at that.
I'll tell you right now, it was looking rather Republican there for a minute, but they were.
I saved it.
They were, yeah, you did. That was a big save.
Spotlights.
Big save. Big save.
Yeah, because
Anyway.
in this day and age, you don't want to look like the Republican on the block. Let's just say
you
that.
don't. No, and it's only going to get worse. Oh, God, this
I mean,
is
if you are one, you don't give a fuck.
Think
But if
about
you're
how.
not one,
See, we got to enjoy Christmas and New Year's because after January 1st, it's going to get bad. Bad. So anyway, we're going to enjoy this now.
except for the college playoff.
Except for the college playoff, which we're going to start with tonight. We have a bracket. We have a bracket. We have a motherfucking bracket.
I have to be honest. I haven't looked at it yet.
Well, we're going to look at it tonight.
You can introduce me to it.
We're not going to. We're going to do more than one show. We're not going to make any predictions. That's 2 weeks away.
It's too early.
But we want to see injury reports. But here's where this
We
gets
got to
good.
wait 2 weeks for the first game.
Yeah, Notre Dame and Indiana, which is the first game Friday night, the 20th.
What a
The night we
cupcake
leave.
Notre Dame got.
Indiana, I don't think should be there, which we're going to talk about.
What a Cooper
I think
Caca.
that should have been Alabama or Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, who had a better
That
record
would've
than
been
that?
nice,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Notre Dame, Miami. Remember
That
that
would've been
game?
nice.
Remember that historic game back in 1988 for the Catholics versus the Convicts? That freaking rivalry. Oh, it was awesome.
Notre Dame, Indiana really doesn't give me a tingle.
Notre Dame should beat them by 3
Yeah.
touchdowns. And it's in South Bend because they get a home game.
Oh, you get a home game?
You
I
get a
like
home
that.
game. Yeah.
Are these
So-
called bowls?
No, they're going to South Bend. Just the playoff.
But like, is it called like the?
No, it's just the first round.
So they're not calling them bowls.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, but the thing is, this is ID Folks, and I don't disagree. It's a sip and slow Sunday. The redoubtable one, Thomas J. The high question one, Ronald J. This bracket is finally here, and we're going to look at this now. I'm going to read it out to him. He hasn't seen the whole thing, I don't think. So I'm going to read it out to him. I want him to
You sent it and I peeked, but
I want him to actually look at it and go, and then I want to see what he thinks and what he, it's. Let me get out of this crap. Where are we here? Here it is.
let's see where you sent it.
Yeah. So all right. So hold on. So here we are. College football. This is the first ever college football playoff. I don't count what was happening because trust me. And when you see how great this is going to be, you're going to agree with me.
The other thing was never a true playoff.
No, it was just better than the BCS. All right, we got the best 4 teams. You can't do that when you got like 300 fucking teams. You can't do that. Okay. So anyway, the point is this. We're going through these brackets. First of all, the top overall seed was Oregon. Georgia got number 2. Boise State 3. Arizona State 4. So let's start with that right there. That's your 1 through 4. They've all got the
Arizona
bye.
State is number 4. Seems a little shocking to me. I know they won. What is that? The Big
The
10?
Mountain West.
The Mountain West. Does winning the Mountain West earn you a bye?
That league at the end of the year had 4 ranked teams in it. Okay?
So you're saying
The
yes.
only 3 leagues that were as good as that, the ACC, the SEC, and the Big Ten. All power school conferences. So, if those are the only 3 conferences that have as many ranked teams, clearly they're not in a weak conference. And Colorado was 4th in that conference, and they have 2 Heisman candidates. They finished 4th. So, and again, that's another, that's
Look
another,
at like a 10-2 Tennessee team.
as we like to see on AJ, that's another pig for the day. Okay,
I
but
mean, Notre Dame is 11-1.
and they're a 7 seed.
I mean, that seems weird.
That's bad. It's low. Notre Dame should have been higher.
Penn State's 11-2. Ohio State and Tennessee are both 10-2. And Arizona has a bye. I don't know. I mean, I guess you have to determine the bye based on the conference.
Well,
champions.
the conference championship is an automatic bid, and I guess that now we know
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
now we know what the 4th power
those are the
conference
4.
is. Yeah,
But
we
see-
always wonder which one was the 4th conference because the Pac-10 was dissolved. So we're like, who is it? And now we know who it is. Now we know. Okay, because
So
Arizona State, who no one talked about most of the year,
So could they have put Clemson there if they wanted to?
they could have put Notre Dame, Clemson, SMU.
Well, I just mean because
yeah.
I mean in terms of conference champion.
Yeah,
Couldn't they have put Clemson there?
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't.
I feel like they're better than Arizona State.
Clemson is better than Arizona State.
And don't you think the ACC is better than the Mountain West?
I know the ACC is better. I think
So
the
what the
ACC
fuck?
is underrated. Quite
So what
honestly.
is that all about?
Georgia Tech, Georgia game proved it. It was underrated. That was the seventh best team in the ACC. They were on your bookshelf right on the top where your lamp is. No, I put them up there for you. I brought them up for you.
Shitty pass.
It's okay. I sent you a text. She didn't look at her text. Anyway, but that's the top four. Then you got now Arizona State will go. I mean, the number one seed Oregon gets the winner of Tennessee, Ohio State. I mean,
Uh-oh. Herbert's peeling himself off the ground. Sorry, as we're talking about the college football playoff, Sunday Night Football, Chargers at Chiefs.
6-0 Chiefs.
Boring game.
Boring ass game.
Oh, man.
So, but Herbert just got hit. I don't think he would let his helmet there. That's all right. They shouldn't have called a penalty on that unless it was so late. Nah.
I mean, has he had some rib stuff going on? Why would he be?
He was hurt earlier in the year. I don't remember what he had.
It didn't seem like a vicious
I don't know,
hit.
but he's down still.
Yeah,
We'll keep you
he's
motivated.
hurt.
We'll keep you updated on that. But anyway, back to this. So yeah, Ohio State, Tennessee is the 8-9 game. Number 12, Clemson. At number 5, Texas. You know, Texas may end up being the biggest winner in this whole thing. Then you've
Do you
got.
think that's a game they easily win?
I'm just saying, if Texas is as good as they hope they are, and that a lot of the people, I don't know how good Texas is.
Well, the problem is, so if I was them, because you were just talking about how Dabo and Kirby are the two most tenured coaches, most experienced coaches. If I was Texas, I wouldn't want that draw.
I wouldn't want him. I'm saying they might be. I think whoever wins that game is going to go to the Final Four. I think whoever wins that game is beating Arizona State. I think whoever wins that game is beating Arizona State.
Yeah.
I will tell you that right now. That's why I think whoever the biggest
Total
winner,
agreement
the,
on
the
that.
the biggest winner of this whole thing might be whoever the team that wins that game, because they're gonna have the easiest road.
Arizona State is the easiest second round team
Yeah, by far.
on paper.
On paper, yeah. So then you go down the bracket. SMU going to Penn State.
An 11-6 match.
Penn State hung around. I mean, they didn't get embarrassed by Oregon last night, but I'm still trying to figure out who Penn State's big win is. Penn State's biggest wins seem to be 2 respectable losses. Oh, they didn't get embarrassed by Oregon. They didn't get embarrassed at Ohio State. That seemed to be their 2 biggest wins, 2 close losses.
You're saying they have no other wins that were better than those
Go
losses?
look at Penn State's wins.
Damn.
I don't know who they beat that I'd call a powerhouse. Illinois, who ended up ranked 22 or whatever they were. They were ranked all year. They got there at the end,
Illinois, the fringe basketball school.
basically, and the fringe the fringe football school. They're constantly on the fringe.
But like sometimes they're good.
They shouldn't call them the Fighting Illini. They should call them the Fringe Illini.
the frauding Illini.
No, fringe. They're always on the fringe.
The fringing Illini.
The fringing Illini. They're almost
That's
there.
it. That's exactly it. The
Yeah.
fringing Illini.
They're almost quite there, but they never quite get there.
Well, and every now and then they have like a couple years where you're like, oh,
And they had Kendall
basketball
Gill.
team's good.
They got to the Final Four with Kendall Gill.
who was the other guy they had? Lefty point guard.
Yeah, they had 2 guys go pro.
Herbert's taking off.
Is that Herbert? Is that Herbert?
I would think so. Oh no, you're right. Somebody else.
That's somebody
That's
else.
Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke.
Wow.
America's
Blast from the blast.
America's most polarizing underdog.
I said blast from the blast.
I mean, he's the definition of underdog, and I don't know why people don't love him more.
He went to ODU,
Yeah,
backed up for the Commanders, and actually played well.
he
but
is the
they never
definition
won.
of gritty.
Ron Rivera was like, I don't like this guy.
I mean, after he went toe to toe with Tom Brady in the year the Bucs won the Super Bowl, played him even. I thought.
Remember when he's playing good and
Like
Ron Rivera played Carson Wentz like on the downslope of his career.
yeah, Carson
Yikes.
Wentz. Talk about a one-hit wonder. Carson one-hit wonder Wentz. There you go. There
Dude,
it is.
he invented Nick Foles. Carson Wentz.
Yeah, kind of did today.
Yeah.
So, anyway, back to this. So yeah, Penn State. This all came about Penn State's. Their 2 biggest wins are 2 respectable losses.
So
which is true when you think about
we
it.
have a saying on IDD called "Is Jimmy Franks shooting blanks?" And it seemed to happen against Oregon.
He crammed up the cranks.
And okay, so
crammed in the crib.
If he loses to SMU, everybody's going to be calling for his job.
SMU's better though.
I know. I'm not saying they should be calling for his job.
I don't know that Penn
after
State
that.
should be the 6th seed in this tournament. I'd put them in the 10th spot because I don't think Indiana should be.
But what do you think of his coaching job?
I don't think
this year?
Indiana should be in this tournament.
What do you think of his coaching job this year?
Who, Frank's?
Yeah.
He's got the talent to be where he is. He hasn't done anything that he should actually. The thing is, I think they've underachieved.
So if he loses to SMU, he gets another year, right? I mean, he's in the playoff.
They're in the playoff. I don't know how you fire a guy who gets to the first ever 12-team playoff.
Well, you know that's going to happen.
Why?
No, I'm not saying definitely with him. Sooner or later, somebody that makes the playoffs is going to get fired.
If it's somebody that's made that playoff 4 times in a row but never wins a game, maybe you see why they get fired.
Then you go.
Yeah. But if a guy gets there for the first time and then 5 years or has never gotten there at all, I don't think you fire that guy in the first year. You know, you'd have to say that he had the most talented team in the country by far. and lost. Then you can, and they were healthy. Then you can make that argument.
Okay, that's fair.
Then you can make that argument. But that aside,
now Brian seems to think Penn State might have lucked out and got the easiest path.
no.
You don't think so?
No, I think
And I don't know enough.
I think
whether
Clemson,
or not to say he's
look
wrong or right.
SMU is better than he thinks. He gives no respect to the ACC.
Well, I mean, they lost on a walk-off to Clemson.
He's like every other Big Ten fan
Worthy.
I've met. They never give the ACC credit. They never do. They never will, because they couldn't handle the fact the ACC is better than them in basketball. So they're never going to give them any credit. And if you look at the programs in the ACC, like traditionally Florida State, Miami, I mean, there's some heavyweights in this conference all time in football before you get into Clemson.
Dude,
and
did
fucking
you see,
Louisville.
Did
some
you
of the
see
others.
the highlights of the SMU Clemson game?
I did. Back
So
and forth.
what happened? Because they in the first half they were down 27-7.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think it was going to be a game.
They fought back.
And then I looked on ESPN and they lost by a field goal.
They came all the way back. Yeah.
How'd they get themselves in that hole?
I don't know. I didn't see the whole game.
Right, that's what I was asking.
I
if
saw
you
highlights. I saw highlights, but that just gives you the scores. It doesn't tell you how the score what led up to the score, per se, unless it's a turnover or something. So I don't remember all that, but I know that I thought Clemson legitimately got the lead, and then SMU legitimately came back.
So it wasn't just a foot off the gas moment?
No, because if you first of all, nothing about, and I don't know, I haven't heard too many of their press conferences. I probably heard 2 or 3 of them. But when they talk, the SMU coaching staff doesn't sound like they just don't sound like, you know, they don't get ahead of themselves. They're kind of like, you know, they don't talk like they've already been there before. They talk like an underdog.
Who is the coach of SMU?
I don't know his name. I've seen him and one other coach, which I think is.
You like him?
I like what he said because it was just, and they won the games, by the way. Convinced, but he was just what he says. Like, look, you know, we're. You know, we don't know in this conference because things can change in 1 week. We just have to keep our head down because they asked him something about the conference championship game, and there was still weeks to go. And he's like, nothing's been decided yet. Like you, because they were talking as if they were going to roll over what was in their path, and he was like, what was, you know, before you get there, he's like, nothing's set in stone. We could lose next week.
Yeah.
You can't look past anyone in this, and he wasn't wrong when he said it. He sounds like they get it. What that's going to translate into in this playoff, I have no idea.
Here, let me ask you this.
But there's something to be said for that. That's all.
At some point, do you have to think about renaming the conferences? Because they're starting to not really make sense.
They don't make sense.
Like, even the Southeast Conference, it's not true anymore.
No, not anymore.
The ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference,
Not true.
no.
That's what you call it, the intercontinental
Right.
conference. Like,
Exactly.
You know,
It's like it's
'cause
spread
they're all
out
over the
everywhere.
place. But you could say that about all 4 of them.
I know.
It's fucking stupid.
Now that everything happens.
Yeah,
so
the
it's
Big
like,
12 has West Virginia in it. That
Right,
makes no
and there's
fucking
more than
sense.
12
That's a
teams in
Southern,
it, right?
Yeah, but it's
Aren't there more than 12 teams?
Yeah, the Big 10 has 18 teams. It's fucking retarded. The whole thing's stupid.
So when do we rename the conferences?
I don't. That's.
It should happen.
I'm not saying it shouldn't. I agree that it should happen. But on their radar of things right now, that's not
Dude,
on their radar.
another one you have to think about.
It's not something that down the road
The
you should
NFC
think about,
East.
And what?
The NFC East.
What?
Philadelphia, Washington, New York,
Dallas.
and Dallas. What
Dallas should be in the South.
What are they doing?
Yeah, Dallas should be in the South, the NFC South. Carolina should be in the NFC East. That's if you just That's geographically speaking would make more sense. But I don't. They've had these rivalries and they don't want to change them, which I understand because Carolina was an expansion team. They weren't there. So, but you should. I don't know. That's a weird one for me. So
Makes no sense.
Because Dallas was in the East until Carolina franchise got created. So it was like, how do you change that now? I mean, I don't know. You put Tampa Bay in there because they're in the South, but they're East like Miami is with the AFC East. Because in the AFC East, it's Miami, New England, Buffalo.
Does the AFC East have 5 teams?
Used to have the Colts.
So they only have 4 right now.
All of them are 4. Every division.
Nobody's got 5?
No, all of them are 4.
Damn, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I thought somebody had 5.
8 divisions, 4 in each division, 32 teams. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it the way it is. But geographically speaking, there are some curveballs there.
Yeah.
There's Mike Creekmore, Ohio State Buckeyes coming in. Talked to Creeklow about that today. He was a little, I don't know if he was cautiously optimistic. I think he's glad they're at home. I think he knows that if that game was in Knoxville, they had no shot in hell. They'd have no shot in hell. I give it 50-50 because of that game. And depending on what the rosters look like in 10 days from now, when we actually make our picks on these, that might tell us something different. But
dude, this guy got absolutely molested coming across the sideline.
He kind of did. Georgia gets the number 2 seed. I am really surprised by that, but I really hope Notre Dame does beat Indiana bad. Not just because they're my team, but I really want to see Notre Dame and Georgia go at it. I think this will be a street fight.
Oh, that's who the winner gets?
Yeah, the winner goes to Georgia. I would love to see Notre Dame and Georgia play. I wish it was going to be on a neutral field.
Definitely don't want to see Indiana, Georgia.
No. They don't even turn that one on.
No juice there.
Nothing there. Notre Dame and Georgia.
Unless Indiana beats them, then there's juice.
If Indiana beats Notre Dame, it'll be the first fucking legit team they've beaten. Go look at their fucking schedule. Cream Puff City. Okay? Fucking ridiculous. I swear. I was looking at Joel.
Absolute city of cream puffs.
Joel, you think you really think your conference is that much stronger? It's not. It's really not. The only program that belongs in this fucking thing is Oregon, and they're not really your team. They just come from the Pac-10. So I don't think Ohio State. I think these teams are all overrated. I think it's gonna show itself. I think it is in this whole thing.
All right. So what conference is that? The Big Ten?
Yeah, they have 4 teams.
Okay, so
The SEC got 3. You tell me that conference is better than the East SEC?
Okay, so walk me through the 4 Big Ten teams: Ohio State, Penn State,
Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State,
Indiana?
Oregon, Indiana. Yeah, Indiana.
Okay, so is your prediction that Indiana, Ohio State, and Penn State will all lose in the first round?
Not right now, but
No.
in 10 days it might be, based on what I see.
I think 2 out of those 3 do.
Well, I can't see Notre Dame losing in South Bend to Indiana.
Right.
They've beaten better
Well, I
teams
guess
than that.
Ohio State's got a good shot to beat Tennessee.
That's a coin flip game because it's in the horseshoe. But
Yeah.
And the SMU
they can win that
the
game.
SMU Penn State game, this is where this coach, you asked me is he's shooting blanks. I don't know if this coaching wise is the guy for him to see right now. This SMU coach, because he's everything this guy is not. And that's where I give SMU the biggest edge, right?
Dude, were you the one that sent the picture of Jimmy Franks in lockstep with all his players?
Yeah.
Looking like a fucking
Like
cornball.
donkey. As I put donkey.
Oh, my
This is
God.
what donkeys look like.
Cornball.
Cornball.
I mean, just with a mean mug on, like.
He's just a donkey. He really is.
KC scored.
Yeah.
Guess who?
Who's that?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep. Oh, why can't we get players like that? Well,
The
that's
fact
right.
that Tennessee gave him that.
The fact that
like,
Bill
that's
Belichick
crazy.
had the most money to get him and didn't give him the most money, instead went after fucking who was the donkey he brought in?
He brought in Schuster, right?
Yeah, Schuster who had that knee problem. that examination got fudged, like you read about. The fucker was never healthy. He was never healthy. He was on the report. He didn't play the first 5 weeks of the season. Fucking ridiculous. And then we got in there. Oh, it's going to take us some time.
Dude,
Well, you already
Belichick-
missed 5 games.
Belichick was in his bag that season. I mean, he was in his absolute GM bag.
He was in his bag of shit.
Yeah.
He was in his
GM
he was
bag
in
of
his
shit.
fertilizer bag of bullshit.
I mean, he was just digging in there, just pulling out heaps of shit.
Every move that man made.
It was like Dalvin Cook. Nah, we don't want
Every
him.
move that man made the last
DeAndre
3
Hopkins.
years
We don't want him.
was wrong. Every move he made was wrong. After he hired Patricia and Judge, it all went down the toilet. Just flushed it down the toilet. I still can't believe he thought to himself, yeah, Matt Patricia and Joe Judge would be perfect.
Dude,
for
did
this
you see
team.
any of the highlights with Gronk, Edelman, and Brady talking about Belichick today?
I did not know.
They were good together.
Oh, they are.
They were like, so somebody was asking them, giving them prompts, and they had to like hold up like, like who's Bill's favorite? And Gronk and Brady both hold up.
I got to tell you
Edelman.
something that I don't think anybody thinks about. As receiving duos go,
Dude, I was in the middle of fucking.
well, you do this to me all the time.
Bullshit.
We were talking about the coach will play. Oh, damn, Herbert's down and out. Holy shit.
Dude, it's happening in real time.
Oh, by the way, the game's fucking boring. I thought I'd just stop on
I was asking you
just
a
thought I'd
question.
stop on just.
I'm literally asking you a question, and you go, "Do you understand that they might be
I think they are.
the best receiving duo of all
I
time?"
think they are.
And you literally didn't hear anything.
7
I
Super
said.
Bowls between them, dude.
Dude, Bimzelks.
Who's? What's Bim's? Is
Bimzelks.
that a babe?
No, Bimzelks. I guess it's some kind of
Skin cream? Oh, I love that.
I'm assuming it's some sort of sex drug, the way this is.
Is that what it is? Really?
I mean, there's a woman walking in a field.
What does that have to... What would that pill do?
I guess it's
Who's it for?
a man trying to get the woman in the field. I don't know.
There's no hint of a man in that whole freaking...
The way she's all caressing the grass and shit, there's definitely a hint of a man.
Caressing the grass.
You didn't see the way she was prancing
Tom,
around?
I've seen you caress some grass before, and I must say,
She was all
it
like-
doesn't make me think.
You're like, what?
doesn't make
That's
me,
marketed towards men?
doesn't make me think of a woman. Like
A woman in a
he's thinking
skirt?
of he's thinking of a hot chick right now. No, he's not.
Okay.
He's
yeah.
thinking of, ooh, this is gonna be a fine bud.
Yeah. So it's during a football game. It's a woman caressing grass in a field. I'm pretty sure it's marketed towards men.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Why don't we bring it back and play it with the volume on and see what it was?
Rewind and go back to watch it again.
Well, we put the volume on
You don't.
and we see what that stupid commercial was about.
Now we know how boring this game is.
Bimzelks.
You know we're gonna. Yeah, wait. Yeah. Let's just start.
Okay, turn it up. Turn it up.
That's a credit card commercial.
It's coming right after this.
Powerful backing.
Watch, it's like
American Express.
it's gonna be like
I was
hold
born
on.
with wings, but psoriasis swooped in
Definitely.
to clip them.
Psoriasis.
Crushed my confidence until I got clearer skin. with
Skin!
Zelix.
skincare. Hold on, let's see when she prances through the
It's gonna be a man.
through the grass.
Most people got 100% clear skin.
It was a
Some
sex drug.
It's
Okay, here we go. Here we go. She's about to caress the grass. Hang on.
What does that got to do with anything? It was about her skin condition.
Psoriasis.
The way she caresses the grass.
Before starting, get checked for infections,
Look, look, look.
and liver problems.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
She was caressing
Definitely thinking of
grass.
some freaking porn star
Tell
male.
me you didn't. Now you can't even stand up. You sick bastard.
Take an extra 30% off our warmest and brightest gift.
Stay seated. You
That is
disgusting.
fucking great. It's gonna be about skin condition.
See, and this is why we rewound.
Oh my god, that is.
This is why you go back and double check.
Oh, it's definitely about men.
What I said was it was about men and psoriasis.
Oh my god, that was
Those are
great.
my words. Man, I said men and psoriasis.
Ooh, that was quite a laugh. Quite a
Did you hear
doozy.
that?
It was quite a doozy. Yes, I can't unhear it. Oh god,
Dude,
it's
do you have any
awesome.
more soda?
Yeah, we do. Like, well, not that. But like
doesn't have to be
these.
this.
These are actually, not. All right, I've been unfair to Lacroix. I have to come clean about something. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay,
You're such an ass.
What? No, I'm wrong.
When I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
When I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
And LaCroix, I wronged.
I did. I gave him some bad. I was bad pub for them. It was terrible.
Dude, you actually been driving sales down like you
I
wouldn't believe.
I have
They
not.
actually barely survived. Dude, they barely survived your negative feedback. They haven't been able to climb out of this.
They only got
hole.
11 different brands of it.
Dude, it's
on
about
every shelf between here and Alaska.
Dude, it's about time you apologize because
I-
this is a small business. They're trying
You're
to
supposed to stand up for the little guy.
exactly.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And you just tore them down before
saying-
they could even get started. Nobody knew about them, and you just snuffed them out.
I legitimately felt bad about this. He's making a joke out of it.
Legitimately felt.
I
bad.
did. I prejudged them. You know, it was terrible.
And it's sad
Yeah,
when you actually when you step on a little conglomerate. I mean, and you just mush it.
Crush their dreams.
Little baby
Crush
conglomerate.
their hopes and dreams.
It's just it's not classy.
One THC-induced episode, you
I
destroyed
mean,
the whole company.
let's put it like this: it's a federal holiday, no class.
Classes.
School on a holiday.
Anyway, so these brackets. Okay.
Speaking of brackets,
What do you think is going to be of these first 4 games? Which one do you think is going to be the most entertaining? Clemson, Texas, Tennessee, Ohio State, SMU, Penn State, or Indiana, Notre Dame? What's going to be the most exciting one, you think, in terms of the most plays, like offense, like whatever? The most the best Donnie. Who's going to have the best Donnie?
I think Clemson, Texas is going to be really good.
Be a Donnie? I think it'd be a great game, yeah. I do think it's going to be a great game.
Now, and then the other one that could be a Donnie is Tennessee, Ohio State.
Yeah.
I don't think the other ones are Donnies.
SMU, Penn State is going to be
I don't believe in SMU. I know I should listen to you because I haven't seen them. I'm just judging them. I'm just judging them.
That's what I did at LaCroix. It was wrong. It's
Hey, but,
doing
you
the
know,
same thing.
Look, hey, if I have to,
You know, if you're gonna practice preaching, you better practice it.
hey, look, if they win,
We're not making picks tonight. We're gonna think about it for a week. We're gonna get some more data, more intel these teams. When we make our picks next Thursday night, we're gonna have some intel on every team.
if I have to,
We know some of them.
if
Not
I
all
have
of
to
them.
apologize to SMU, that's fine. I'll do it. If they beat Penn State, I'll be happy.
But you don't think the Penn State coach is any good either.
I know, but I think
why would that be a
I think
big
the
deal?
talent is that much more with Penn State.
See, that's the thing. I think they do. Penn State does have more talent. That is true.
And now, not to act as if talent can't fumble the fucking bag.
No, Penn State's proof of that. But I mean,
but
seriously,
they're a pretty good team. I mean,
they're
you
a good
know,
team.
like-
I just don't know how good they are, and I'm wondering, given their 2 most biggest things were 2 losses. Well, they hung with Oregon and they hung with Ohio State. They didn't win the game.
So maybe we're giving them too much.
I'm just
credit.
saying, what's the big win that gives them that benefit of the doubt? Well, I don't think they've had
Yeah,
one.
they're
Wisconsin,
getting benefit of the doubt based on rep.
yeah, it's not
Conference,
earned.
That kind of shit.
And look, that's not their fault. That's everybody around them. But it's
Yeah.
just like, you know, I don't see it. I have to see it. Like, I think SMU is going to be a legitimate test for them.
So you think that's going to be a Donnie?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. So the way SMU,
Notre Dame, Indiana, is that going to be a smack?
if Notre
smack
Dame
job?
doesn't beat them by at least 3 touchdowns, they should be embarrassed. Notre Dame has a ton of talent. They've played a much tougher schedule. You look. I don't hear about this. They rate them as a better. Go head to head with these and tell me I don't care about the power rankings. That's a load of shit. The power rankings are also increased by the conference you're in. And Oregon, last I checked, joined the conference and was a top 3 program when they joined the conference. That made the Big Ten better or more credit or a tougher schedule because they're in it now. Okay, it boosted the conference.
They didn't play Oregon anyway, though.
They played at Ohio State and lost badly. The same Ohio State team that just lost to Michigan. So, I don't know. I'm just saying that's Penn State's 2 best wins are 2 close losses or respectable losses, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't
Their
understand.
2 biggest resume builders are losses.
Are losses.
Which is
That's unheard of.
it's
I
hard to be
wouldn't-
confident.
That's
in that.
something you'd say about Alabama in the SEC back in the day. Well, their 2 best they lost to Georgia and they lost to like Tennessee at Tennessee.
Right.
Like, that's what
Well,
happened.
they lost to LSU.
Yeah, they lost to LSU with that Burrow and those boys,
Right.
like who won a national title. Like that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. they
But
don't have
these losses aren't even like that, though.
no, they're not.
They're not as good as those.
They're not because I think you take Oregon out of that conference, it's not. It's down. The whole conference thing is down. It's just the schedules were very 1 week you'd have 6 ranked, 12 ranked teams going at it. Next week you might have 2. There was no consistency. There wasn't enough of those moments to really get a gauge on this. Like this happens every year, and it's going to happen. And when we get to 60, the good thing for he and I is that Miami and Bama both got left out of this thing, and that's going to push for what we want, which is the 16 team, the Super 16. Not the Sweet, the Super 16. And that would, imagine.
That was established on the show.
Yep, Matt, we talked about it. And it's going to happen. And two
That was
powerhouse,
your
two
goal.
powerhouse programs. Who,
your
have, by the
goal.
way, one has got a Heisman Trophy favorite, the Miami the quarterback there. He's a Heisman candidate. You might have him. He might be a quarterback next year. And you'd be very lucky if you got him.
Okay.
Kid's a fucking winner. The kid's a winner. He is. He's athletic. He's got all the tools. So you got to get the right coordinator, the right coach to coach him.
Dude.
He's got the talent. He's got all the
I
tools.
don't know how good of a coach Brian Daboll is.
I don't either.
Because have you seen the tape that Drew Lock is putting out into the universe?
Mm-hmm.
That guy came in and played well for Seattle last year.
Yeah.
They paid him $5 million. Hopefully, the only thing I can hope is that they went to him and said, we're tanking. So play your worst.
Yeah.
He started the game 0 for 6.
Yeah.
He was like 3 for 13 at one point. I'm like,
I mean,
you can't be this bad, dude.
yeah, it's bad. And
And Daboll's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer.
well, this is what I don't. Yeah, I don't understand this. Josh Allen is Josh Allen, but other than him, he was on the staff when Brady was there, but Brady was already Brady when he got there. He didn't make Brady Brady. Brady was already Brady. Brian Daboll had nothing to do with that.
Dude, they're
He had
acting
nothing.
like he saved Josh Allen's career, helped him to stop throwing picks.
He still throws.
Josh Allen is still the same fucking
Yeah,
guy.
he's just the most talented.
He's
guy.
just more, but he's more mature too.
Yeah, he's gotten better.
Yeah.
He's getting mentally. He's getting better. He's not throwing as many as you last year, so he's getting better with the turnovers, and that's true. That is big.
I can't believe how bad Drew Lock was. I'd have to look at the stats. They became better because he actually had a good fourth quarter. But God,
I mean,
90% of
Giants,
that game.
once again, we're in position to win that game. So
Yeah.
this is what
what did they do again?
they shot
Like-
themselves in the foot.
Oh, they got the field goal blocked.
Yeah, the
That's
block.
right.
They didn't block on the
Yeah.
fucking field goal. Like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? The guy would have made it. Fucking the lineman. The guy had enough time because the snap was so slow. He jumped over a guy and then jumped again, and then got a piece of the kick. That it was so slow to the holder.
And then
that's not on the kicker.
And then remember on the one field goal that they were about to kick?
Yeah.
The lineman picks up the defensive lineman.
Yeah.
They get a penalty, and
Yeah.
now they can't kick the field goal. It's just like,
I mean,
what a whack team.
yeah,
Shit team.
they're very good at beating themselves.
Shitbag.
They really are. So
Dude, so today before the game, somebody had a plane fly over MetLife Stadium that said, John Mara, please fix this dumpster fire. It was carrying a banner. And they were asking everybody about
John
it.
Marr, please fix this. You know what would have been better? If it had like another giant picture of a dumpster on fire hanging by. Please fix this, and it just shows that.
Dude, but here's the worst part about this.
That would have been great.
So
Dumpster fire is great, words spelled out, but imagine if there's a picture and you look at it like, what is that? Is that a dumpster on fire?
So dude,
That would have been awesome. It was good. That would have been clutch. Just
dude.
saying.
But here's the
That
worst
would've
part
been
about
clutch.
it.
Oh,
So
awesome.
after the
It says dumpster fire. I just think the picture would have been just a little notch above. That was good. That was very good.
dude, the annoying part was so after the game.
Fix this
After the game, so before the game, somebody pays a plane to fly over
Perfect.
MetLife and say, John Mara, please fix this dumpster fire.
After they blew
So
another game.
After the game, no, it wasn't after. It was before the game.
What was before it started?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was after.
It was before the game that flew over. People were showing it on Twitter. Then that happened. Okay? And then after
Dumpster fire is the appropriate word.
so then after the game, the reporters were asking everybody, did you hear that there was a plane that flew overhead and said, please fix this dumpster fire? And the players, like Brian Daboll was like, thinking about next week.
Oh, that's great. Dumpster. I still say the picture would have been just a little bit better. I love that it was spelled out, but the giant dumpster on fire would have been priceless. Oh, God. That's awesome.
Mr. Mara, enough.
Enough.
Please fix
But anyway,
this dumpster fire.
So that's going to do a segment. We'll come back.
Back to the college football playoff.
Yeah, we're going to come back to segment 2. We're talking NFL recap. Fantasy football. Playoffs are on the line tonight. Seedings.
Well, you're in.
I'm fighting for a bye. I'm going to buy.
You got to buy, didn't you?
I got to finish. I beat Creekmore head-to-head. It was a game ahead of me, but Creek is losing. So we'll talk about that because segment 2 come right up.
Oh, so if Creek loses,